for anyone just coming through, people ask me all the time. They ask me all the time, Honeybee, what is Reptile's best cameo? And for the longest time, I refused to actually answer the question. I would always be like, well, you know, I don't know what the best cameo is, but Scorpion's like my favorite one to use. But I think it's time that we make a Reptile Kameo tier list, and we're gonna go over a bunch of stuff out here. So with that said, here we go. We have something set up here. Shout outs to Raptor. I'm using his website, combatacademy.com. A lot of great stuff for Mortal Kombat. If you guys are ever interested in using it, you can make tier lists and shit. So we're going to make a Reptile Kameo tier list that has obviously Reptile over here, and I have 4 categories. Now I also have some Reptile mains, mainly Kaizen, who is a really good Reptile player, in the chat. So we're here. I think Darks is in the chat still. So let's you know, collectively make a Reptile tier list. Just in case I want to show some stuff off, I'll have practice mode open. But yeah, so I have categories. This is going to be kind of an in-depth thing. So I have categories that I have set out over here. And I'm gonna go through each cameo, and we're just gonna quickly discuss if they check these boxes, because these are essentially like the stuff that you can look at when you're picking a cameo for Reptile. You can say like, does each cameo give me XYZ things, right? Throw combo, setup, mix-ups, safe armor, big damage, conversions. Does it improve my neutral? Do I get invisibility setups? Do I get death roll combos? These are basically the stuff. If there's anything I should add to this list, let me know in the chat or whatever. And Ace says, you got the Google Doc and everything. Hey, I came prepared for this. I was serious about making this Reptile Kameo or a matchup tier list thing. So these are the categories. So if there's other stuff, let me know. But let's start this out. We have 4 tiers of best, great, good, and okay, because I don't think any cameo for Reptile is necessarily bad, but I think this is a fair list. All right, this is a fair list that we have. So we're gonna start things out. We're just gonna go in order. So Cyrax. So let's talk about Cyrax, right? Cyrax, throw combo, yes. Do we get setups? Yes. Do we get mix-ups? Nah, not really. Safe armor? Kind of. Like, you can do wake up death roll into horizontal Cyrax shit, and that's gonna cost a full cameo, but it's kind of safe. I don't know if Reptile gets anything like 100% safe, but he gets some stuff. Do you get big damage with Cyrax? Not really. I would say not really. Your combos are kind of cut short usually. Do you get conversions? Yeah, you get some conversions. You're getting stuff off of like 424 with Cyrax. You're getting stuff off of Stand 3. It's just that his conversions tend to be harder to hit than others, but they're still there. Dark's is saying pre-patch Cyrax got to be honorable mention. I will say, during that span of time that just happened recently, where Cyrax was reverted to having horizontal chopper being a half cameo bar, I did actually make a video saying this is Reptile's best cameo in this patch. 200%. He was at that point in time, because Cyrax he provides a lot. Does Cyrax improve neutral for Reptile? I would say no, not really. Like, or I would say kind of, because if you have horizontal chopper, it kind of allows you to use enhanced back forward 2 safely. So that does improve neutral, because it's kind of like an F neutral tool. So I'll say yeah, kind of, if you're willing to use that for that purpose. Invisibility setups, yeah, you get some invisibility setups. And death roll combos, do you get that? Yeah, you do, in the corner. I don't think you really get anything mid-screen with anyone, but you get death roll combos in the corner with Cyrax. Don't forget the fact you can combo into net, even though it's hard. That is true. So with Cyrax, you can also get net combos with Cyrax. It's hard, but possible. When it comes to Cyrax, these are the boxes that he's checking. Now, throw combos with Cyrax, I will say it's the hardest throw combos that you're gonna get with Reptile in the game. If you hit it, you're getting like give or take 21%, right? Give or take 21%. If you fuck it up, you're getting like 12 or 13% into Oki situations, which is decent off of his back throw. And you do get the option of getting like forward throw combos as well, because you can spend the 2 bars for that. So that's pretty good. So he's providing throw combos that are kind of tough. Setups, yes. Mix-ups, not really. Safe armor, kind of. Big damage, not really. Conversions, yes, but hard. Harder than most, I would say. And then improves neutral, kind of. Invisibility subs, yeah. Death roll combos, yeah. So, you know, Cyrax is providing a lot, you know? Sonic was saying before that this is Reptile's 200% best cameo. When it comes to Cyrax as a cameo, let me just zoom this in a bit. When it comes to Cyrax as a cameo, we're gonna say Cyrax is a great cameo for Reptile, because as we discussed, he covers all these things, right? So Cyrax, great cameo. Frost, let's talk about Frost. All right, what are we getting from Frost out here for Reptile? Throw combo, no. Setups, kind of, with her ice thing, so we'll say yes, we get that. Mix-ups, no. Safe armor, no. Big damage, like you can get enhanced damage probably, because you can let's test that real quick. I don't think we're getting like crazy damage with Frost, but let's see what kind of damage we can get for a freeze combo or something. Could I do that into that? Maybe, I don't know. It's not even doing that much. 43 for 1 bar and a cameo, something like that. We're gonna say, I'm gonna say big damage, not really. All right. Conversions. So is Frost providing the ability to combo like Reptile's main strings? When I'm talking about conversions, I'm talking about can he get combos off of Sand 3? Can he get combos off of 4-2-4? Can he get combos off of 4-2-1-1? Like any of those things, or sweep? Can he get combos off of any of those things that normally you can't because the string's not special cancelable? That's what I mean when I'm talking about conversions. For Frost, no. She doesn't provide anything like that. Improves neutral, like barely. You have like this low freeze that you could potentially counter zone with, right? You can get that, but not really. Invisibility setups, I don't even know. Okay, so you could do this, right? So technically, yeah. She has an invis setup. It could work. So we'll say yes for that. It's not great invisibility setups, but yeah. Death roll combos. Does she provide death roll combos? It would be kind of hard to actually get that to work, but technically yes, right? That is comboing. It's just that you have to set that up to get it. You can't just do a death roll and then get a combo, right? But if you hit that, holy shit. that thing does not really scale. That's crazy. That was like 48%. Maybe I should change the big damage. But like realistically, you're not really gonna be hitting that with anything, right? So Kaizen says we should take consistency into consideration. Yeah. So death roll combos, I'm gonna say not really, because you're not really going to be hitting those type of things. It's not the same as like with Cyrax. You can literally just death roll, and then, you know, if it hits, then call chopper, you get a full combo, whatever. So, you know, she's not providing a lot, right? We're not getting throw combos or mix-ups or safe armor or big damage or conversions. Not really helping the neutral. We can get an invisibility setup, but it's honestly not the greatest. Death roll combos, not really. And some setup stuff. Like Frost is really, she's honestly, I think she might be the worst cameo for Reptile. So we're gonna say she's okay, right? Like, you can use her, you could still win, but yeah, it's definitely not the greatest. So let's go with the next one, Darrius. What are we getting with Darrius out here, guys? Throw combos, small ones. We get small throw combos with Darrius. You can, I think if you're in the corner, you could use a full ambush to get something. You can do shit like this. Hold on. And you can get a 15% throw. That's something, right? And this doesn't have to be in the corner. That could be anywhere, and you can keep them in the corner. So, like, that's kind of decent, right? And then, like, you could, if you're in the corner, you can do this. All right, whatever. I think there's a way to get it, but that's, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So we're gonna say that, you know, throw combos, small ones. Setups, yeah, you definitely get setups from Darrius because you can end with like your overhead knockdown stuff, and then you can do some low overhead stuff. Mix-ups off of the setups, yes. During strings and stuff, not really. It's kind of two different things, right? When it comes to setups and when it comes to mix-ups, I like to refer to that more so as like mix-ups during strings and stuff, like just during pressure. So I'm gonna say no, actually. Safe armor, no. Big damage, I don't think so. I don't think he's giving anything too crazy, really. With Darrius, it's more so like little hits here and there, and then just a lot of it, I mainly from what I've seen, is just do some kind of hit and then call his like ambush overhead thing and then try to get a hit again. Conversions, no. Like, you got to spend a full cameo ambush thing, and even then you're probably not getting a whole lot. Improved neutral, no. Invisibility setups, not really. Maybe kind of. You can get some stuff going with that. 4 is saying not in combo, when you set up the overhead, you can get like 60% off back-to-back combos that aren't hard at all to pull off. You can get 60% off a back-to-back combo. Like, if you land the reset, right? If you land the reset, sure, you could do some stuff there. But that requires you to land the reset. He has an invis setup, but it's full bar. So okay, we'll say I'll give him a yes then for that. We'll give him a yes, right? Death roll combos. Oh, we are. if we wanted to do so like if you wanted to like do some shit like this, sure. You can technically get a death roll combo with Darrius if you want to spend the full bar. So I'm gonna say death roll combo yes then. So I guess you can do that. He has setup potential. Like, that is a good thing that he has. He has a little throw combo that you could get your 11% to 15% if you want to use like his ambush cameo thing. But he's not like mix-ups. You're getting that off of setups, but not really just raw, right? Safe armor, no. Big damage, not really getting great conversions or improving neutral. You get some invisibility setups, and you could get a death roll combo for the full cameo. That's, I think, one thing about Darrius is like with him he seems very kind of like, he seems pretty basic to me in terms of like what he provides for Reptile. It's really just, you know, you do something and then you're either going to spend the full cameo to get this ambush so that you can hopefully get this reset that he does into this overhead launching thing, and then you try to hit him with your low, or you're doing little hits calling that ambush and then you're doing that again. But it seems to me like that's kind of it when it comes to Darrius. Kaizen says that's why I couldn't stick with him. His game plan's boring. Yeah, I just feel like he's not that exciting of a cameo. So we're gonna put Darrius. I'll put him in the good category because I definitely think he's better than Frost, but I don't think he's amazing. Next up, this might take a while, guys. Goro. Let's talk about Goro. You know, for those of you that don't know, Goro, so when this game first came out, the first cameo I went to was Scorpion, right? And I saw this dude, name escapes me. He starts with an M though. Marikuka. There you go. Marikuka. He showed some Goro tech that showed that you can get like a combo off of the death roll in the corner. He showed like some tech that you could do that. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna try out Goro. So I spent like a solid week when the game, like early when the game was out, playing Goro. But yeah, the death roll combo is actually quite difficult to hit. Probably one of the hardest ones to actually get. Throw combos, no. Setups, you can get some kind of. If you like, there's ways that you can use that unblockable stomp to potentially get a setup. It's not great. It's not great. Mix-ups, kind of. Right, yeah, you get some mix-ups because he does have that low throw thing. So like if they are blocking low, you could do like back 3-1 into that Goro grab, and if they're blocking low, they'll get tossed, and you can do that. And that's what that was one other thing that I was like, oh, okay, you know, that's pretty good for Goro. Well, maybe he's good, right? Safe armor. Does Goro provide Reptile safe armor? So I don't know like how real that is. You can't get a full punish, so that's something. Unless, well, actually they could just wait. There's so much recovery on this thing, you could easily just like wait a bit and then still punish it. I don't know. Seems kind of ass. Grazio says worst armor in the game. Yeah, no, Reptile's, maybe Havoc's is better. I mean, worse. Maybe Havoc's armor is worse. But Reptile's armor is actually one of the worst armor moves in the game. So safe armor, I'm not gonna say straight up no, but not really. We're not really getting straight safe armor out here. Big damage, no. Conversions, yes. You do get some conversions with Goro. Like you can do like 4-2-1-1, whatever. It's just that the conversions you're getting are very small. You're getting small conversions. You're not getting like really good damage. Improves neutral, kind of, because I think you can use your enhanced back forward 2 and plug the gap with Goro to make that a little bit better. So I'm going to say kind of. Like characters that allow you to just throw out back forward 2, and if it's blocked, you can make yourself like, if it's flawless blocked, you can make yourself not punished by using a Kameo. That's gonna definitely improve neutral because it lets you use this move that's otherwise risky, right? Invisibility setups, nah, not really. You're not really getting that with Goro. So he's kind of like getting some stuff, but not a whole lot. And I don't think he's really providing a whole lot for Reptile. Initially, I like this is one of the characters that I tried out, but ultimately I feel like it's just not that good. For invis setups, I think stand 3 EX cancel jails into neutral Goro, says Kaizen. Stand 3 EX cancel, like that. But like even then, like I don't know, we're not really getting much out here, I don't think. So that's what we're looking at with Goro. It's kind of whatever to me. So in terms of like where he is, I would say Goro's probably like in the okay category, because remember, like even if you're using his punch shit, even if you're using like the ambush shit, you're not getting a whole lot out of it. The move itself has such high cooldown, and you're losing 50 HP. And you're losing 50 HP, and his forward throw is only doing 11%. Like, I'm not even going into detail on some of those other things, because like cameos, like remember, like Darrius, you're still getting 50 HP, right? It's not a huge deal, but it does matter, right? So you're still getting 50 HP out of this. So Goro, like you're losing the 50 HP, and you're not getting like a whole lot out of like the moves that he's given you. So not that great, honestly. Not that great. Let's talk about Janet next. Let's talk about Janet. Janet, like I was actually really considering maining Janet for a while, but then she got like 2 rounds of nerfs, and it kind of killed the fun for me a little bit. So let's talk about Janet. Throw combos, yes. I will say Janet has probably the best Debatable, but she does provide some good throw combos for Reptile. You can get consistent throw combos with Reptile and Janet as long as your execution's like on point or whatever, and you're good at getting the triple punches and shit. Like you can get consistent damage for Janet. Initially, when she came out, you were getting like 25% consistent damage. If you hit the optimal, it was like 26% mid screen. In the corner, like you could get 26% mid, pretty consistently, but then they ended up nerfing her damage that she gets off of the hop skip punch things 2 times, and now the damage that you're getting instead of 25 it went down to like 22%, so you're getting like 22% throw combos, so that's good. Setups, yeah, in the corner, like, yeah, you get setups in the corner. Mid screen, not really, but in the corner, she can be really great because you can end shit with like 4-3-2. Let me just quickly show this. Actually, one thing that I was really liking about Janet Cage, and I didn't really see a whole lot of other people like utilizing that much, is actually like her wall that she does. So like I would end combos like this all the time into wall, and then like, you know, from behind the wall I'm chucking force balls or whatever, or I'm doing this into wall, and then like if someone jumps out, I'm gonna like down 2 the fuck out of him, whatever, and then they kind of just sit there, and that was really fun. Like I think using that with Janet was like just really fun. I love doing that shit. I love having them behind it, or like being ready to bait them to like jump out, whatever. But like if you're mid screen, you're not really getting a whole lot with Janet. Let's say like in the throw combo that I was talking about, by the way. Oops. Like this is a consistent 22% that used to do 25%, but generally you're not really getting like setups mid-screen. What you're really doing with Janet a lot of times is you're just trying to push them to the corner as much as you can. Like her combos have a lot of corner carry. You can do shit like that, and now you have them in the corner, and you have this wall out and whatever. So like you can do some pretty decent stuff with her, I would say, and you can get some pretty solid damage as well. Mix-ups, no, you're not really getting mix-ups. Safe armor, no. Big damage, yes. Janet probably provides the most damage for Reptile out of like any cameo, I'm pretty sure. Like before they nerfed her damage twice, like I was hitting the optimal 51% 1 bar 2 cameo combos. I was dropping it a lot because it was tough to hit, but it felt really good to hit it. But yeah, I was dropping that shit a lot. It was pretty tough. The timing was very specific. But yeah, now that combo instead of 51 is doing like 47 or something, which is still great damage, right? And like even if you're not going for the optimal, you can definitely be hitting like 45, minimum like 41% with corner carry and invisibility with Janet Reptile, and that's good. Conversions, yes, you're getting conversions off of like your 4-2-1-1s, you're getting it off of 4-2-4s, you're getting it off of whatever else, you stand 3s, you can do that. Technically you can get sweep conversions, it's just tough. But yeah, one of the main drawbacks I actually found to Janet is that she does not improve the neutral for Reptile at all. Like you gotta land those hits. Now, you know, because she provides throw combos, it can make him a little bit better when it comes to opening up your opponents, because they have to be wary of the throw combos and shit like that. But yeah, invisibility setups, yeah, but like, yeah, because her ambush doesn't really help with like doing anything for his neutral game. And then death roll combos, no, you're not really getting anything from that. So Janet is ticking a lot of boxes for Reptile, but she's not helping with some of the stuff that may be more important, like improving his neutral game, I would say. So for Janet, I'm gonna put her in the great category, because I do still think she's a great cameo for Reptile. But it just, yeah, she just lacks in some stuff. Kaiser says, I think Scorp cameo damage might be higher now. Not sure though. Oh, is it? I haven't really tested, to be honest. Next up, Jax. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really don't know much of anything about Jax as a cameo option, but we'll talk about it. John says no neutral. You can literally call force balls for free. Calling Janet punch to cover the air. The thing is, Janet's like hop skip punch as an anti-air, it's like it's okay, but it's not great. And you know, whatever. Like you could do that, but like if your opponent is just running away from you, shooting projectiles at you and running away from you, Janet's not gonna help at all. At all, right? She's not helping in any capacity if your opponent's just running away from you. So, you know, Jax, do we get throw combos? No, you don't. Do you get setups? Yes. So I haven't seen a whole lot of Reptile Jax. Like I probably played against one Reptile Jax player in the entirety of playing this game or some shit. But I know there is stuff out there for Reptile Jax, but I'm not well versed with the cameo at all. I know that you could end combos with like invisibility or some shit into like call Jax, ground pound, and then if you space yourself, you can run to the other side, and then they're stuck in this unblockable area, and then you can 2-3, and the 3 that's going to make you airborne, so then the ground pound doesn't hit you, and then you could potentially launch them. Like I've seen some stuff like that. So there's definitely some setups out there. Mix-ups, no, you're not really getting mix-ups. Safe armor, no. Big damage, I don't know, maybe. If anyone in the chat knows, like I don't know how much damage Jax is providing for Reptile. I would imagine there could be some stuff, but I honestly don't know. Conversions, he could do some stuff for sure. Let's quickly see. Does Jax provide conversions? Because like if you did something like this, right? You could do that. I don't know how much like you're really getting, right? Like that's a conversion. At the end of the day, this is a conversion, right? You gotta like preemptively call him or whatever, but you could do something like that. But like if you're trying to do something like this, not the greatest. He's not gonna be helping Reptile's neutral game at all. Invisibility setups, I don't think he's providing that, and death roll combos, I don't think he's providing that either. There's some potential there, but to me, I feel like he's not checking a lot of the boxes that will make a cameo good for Reptile. So I'm gonna put Jax, I'm gonna have him like somewhere in the good category, because I imagine he could be better than Goro. I just don't, I haven't been able to like see what's great, and I have no real interest in experimenting with him. So yeah, I'm gonna assume he's somewhere in there. Kano, he gives 100 health, which is cool. Oh, that's true. That's true. Jax gives 100 health. So, you know, that can put him in the good category, right? That makes him better than Goro already. What does Kano give? Throw combos? No. Does he give setups? Yeah, he does with his knives and his Kano ball. Does he give mix-ups? No. Does he give... Well, it's like he kind of gives mix-ups in ways, actually. Kind of. Because with Kano, you can do like stand 3 and spend a bar for like the enhanced invis shit, or for the cancel. Stand 3, cancel, spend a bar, you'll get like 2 seconds of invisibility. At the same time, chuck some knives, and then yeah, you get your mix-up, right, of your overhead and your low. So in a way, I will say he can provide mix-ups because he gives you the ability to just do that. You can get setups into mix-ups with the knives, but you can also technically do some stuff on block, like with the stand 3 cancel or the 114 cancel. And then if you're spending the bar and then calling the knives, you get the opportunity to do a 50-50 with your overheads and lows. So you get that. Safe armor, does he? Does Kano give save armor to Reptile? I guess if you're doing this, you could do this, call the ball, and then they're not getting a full combo, right? Like they could probably still down to you if they want, which is probably the best option at that point. Just down 2 for the punish, but you're not getting full combos, but it's safe-ish, right? Safe-ish. So save armor, kind of, we'll say, kind of. Big damage, no, I don't think Kano's really helping with that. Conversions, not really. Like, you can do stuff with knives, but in generally speaking, I don't think the knives are really like helping a whole lot. I don't think you're really getting good. Knife conversions are really hard. Yeah, like I don't think you're really getting a whole lot out of it. So it's like, I'm gonna say not really for conversions, because like the knife conversions aren't really reliable. Does he improve neutral? I would say kind of, because like you can call Kano Ball and then do something kind of stupid, and the Kano Ball could kind of save you in those situations. So I'm gonna say kind of for that. Invisibility setups, kind of, because you can do stuff into like 4-3-2 invisibility and then call the Kano Ball to like give you time to do shit. So in a way, I will say yeah, that counts. And then do you get death roll combos? No. So he's given some stuff with like the setups, but I feel like outside of that, I don't really see what makes him so good. It's like really just like, okay, you can wake up armor and use the Kano Ball so you don't get full combo punish. You can do some shit with the Kano Ball or the knives so that you don't get a full combo punish. And then you get some setups with the knives so that you can go for your 50-50s. But I don't really know what he's given outside of that. And at the same time, you're losing 50 health for it. Forrest says he gives a good safety and turn keeping. Yeah, maybe. Like, I guess you can do stuff more so like you could use Kano to keep your turn more with pressure if you're doing some strings and stuff. Like there's that, I guess. Pressure should be a category. Should it? Do we need a pressure category? Like, I don't know how many cameos would be in there, but I guess if we have pressure as a category, then yes, he would provide that. So I don't know, I think Kano's like okay, but maybe a little bit better than okay. Like, I think Kano's in the good range of cameos anyways. That's kind of where I see him, maybe like ahead of those guys, but like that. But I definitely can't be putting him in the great category. I just don't see that for him right now. Should add spit combo category. I don't think that's important enough to have spit combo, because like that's more so in terms of like big damage. Do they give big damage? Spit combo as a category is kind of like whatever, right? Like if you're getting spit combos but it's not really helping with big damage, does it really matter? All right, Khameleon. Let's talk about Khameleon as a cameo. So throw combos, yes, when in Katana fan lift stance, you're getting throw combos that can be fairly consistent. So that's pretty good. Are you getting setups with Khameleon? Not really. Kind of. It depends. Like, I've seen Cosner playing with Reptile Kameo. He'll do shit with like ending a combo with the 2-3-3 in the air. Tail whip hits them down, go into force ball, and then fan lift in so that you can kind of continue hitting them. So in a way, you get setups. I'm gonna say kind of, but you don't get the greatest stuff. Mix-ups, yes, it's because whenever you have Melina ball roll, the mix-up is always there, right? Is the overhead gonna come or not? There you go. That's the mix-up. Do you get safe armor? Probably the best, right? I think you actually get the best chances of having safe armor when you have that, because you get fan lift. But you know, it provides some sort of safety, right? It provides some sort of safety. So we'll say yes with fan lift, sure. If they wait for lift, they miss the punish. I wouldn't say that. I don't think they miss the punish if they're waiting for lift. This move is minus 30 on block. Dude, I'm telling you, Reptile's armor has to be one of the worst in the entire game, man. Like, this shit is minus 30 on block, 21 frames of startup, and almost no cameos can even make this shit actually safe. Like, they could easily wait for a while and still have time to punish that if they're waiting for lift. Like, there's no real guessing game there, you know. His armor's freaking garbage, and you can't get combos off of it. Like, most of the cast has the ability to get combos off of their armor, or they can make their armor safe, and it's faster, and it's not as punishable. But Reptile, like, just his armor fails in like all those categories, man. It's not good. Either way. Does Khameleon provide big damage? I would say no, not really. Like, you're not getting more damage with Khameleon conversions generally than you're getting just normally doing shit. Does she give conversions? Kind of. Like, the Melina size can give conversions off of like those strings that we're talking about. Not the best, but yes, like, you can get it with the right stuff. It improves neutral, yes, definitely, because you're getting like the fan lift to get in, you're getting the Jade glaive to whatever, and glaive is the most brain dead auto neutral cameo, like, hand holding mechanic in this game without a doubt. So yes. Do you get invisibility salves with it? Not really, to be honest. Not really. I found that whenever I did use Khameleon for Reptile, I actually wouldn't really turn invisible that often, and that was one of the reasons I wasn't really enjoying the cameo as much, is because I wasn't really doing invisibility shit, so it made playing Reptile not as fun. And then also, just personally, like, I would just feel stupid when I'm playing this cameo, and then I do shit like whatever ball roll, and then when it gets blocked, I'm like, and then when it hits, I'm like, you know. So whatever. Death roll combos, yes, you can actually get death roll combos with fan lift with Khameleon. And Khameleon is actually like the only cameo in the game that could actually provide Reptile the ability to get a combo off of death roll mid-stream. It's just really tough, but technically possible. Your timing just has to be like immaculate. There we go. So you get 14%. you get a 14% mid-screen combo if you're doing that. No other cameo in the game can provide this for Reptile to get 14% off of that. It's whatever though. Like, it's not great. It's not great. You're not getting a whole lot out of it. It's more useful, I would say, in the corner, because in the corner, right? So like, you're able to get a full combo with the fan lift off of the death roll in the corner. I don't really see any Reptile Khameleon players ever going for that, but it is possible, and it's actually not the hardest thing in the world to hit. Cyrax provides the easiest combos, I would say, off of death roll. Hers is like kind of tough, but technically possible. So yeah, you're getting that. Pressure, you can get pressure, I guess, if you want to include Jade Glaive in there, because she's providing the ability to like do that and blah blah blah. So like, yeah, sure, you can do that. If anyone came late, by the way, like, we're doing a matchup, a cameo tier list for Reptile. I just included pressure as like an extra category just now. So sure, we'll put that in there. But like, another thing that kind of sucks for Khameleon is that, like, if you're invisible and then you fan lift, you lose your invisibility as you're fan lifting. If he was able to keep that, it would be better. So Khameleon, she's a great cameo. I think Khameleon is a much better cameo for other characters in this game, like Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like, she helps them and synergizes with them better than she does with Reptile. And now the fact that Khameleon's taking away 50 HP makes her just you know, I already didn't like her, and now I'm just definitely just, I don't really like Khameleon, you know. I had some fun with her when she came out, but yeah. But at the end of the day, though, you know, she's probably still she's still a great cameo for Reptile, because she's still a great cameo in general, right? But so I'm gonna still have her in this category, but I don't think, like, for me personally, I don't really like playing her. Next, Kung Lao. What are we getting from Kung Lao out here? Throw combos? No. Setups? Yeah, you can do 4-3-2 or something into like the low hat and then jump and whatever. So sure, I'm gonna say yes. You get some setups. Mix-ups? No. Safe armor? No. Like, you can do death roll into the Lao hat shit, but man, that has to be one of the worst ways of trying to get safe armor in this game out of all the cameos, to do the teleport shit. Like, you get a hit of armor, but like, it's so fucking slow that like people can easily punish that. So I'm gonna say no for safe armor. Big damage? No. Conversions? No. Improves neutral? Yes. Low hat is like a great neutral tool. When this game first came out, low hat was insane. Like, low hat was actually mad stupid. Like, you could just throw that shit out and you're getting fucking a way in, you're getting mix-ups with the lows, you get setups with the shit, and it used to be plus on block so that you can get pressure out of it and continue doing stuff. Now, and it recovered insanely fast. Like, low hat did everything. Now it's not nearly as good. Do you get invisibility setups? No, not really. Do you get death roll combos? No. Do you get pressure? Not anymore. Like, I don't know what Kung Lao is really providing for Reptile at this point. Lao gives spit combos for good damage. I don't think those spit combos are practical. Like, I remember trying to do them before and they did not seem practical and consistent from what I tested. And even then, I don't know if it's that great of damage, to be honest. So I don't think we're getting a whole lot from Kung Lao out here. Like, you get setups and then he improves your neutral game because you have this low hat. But what else are we getting from him? I don't think we're getting a whole lot. Kung Lao, like, he's just okay. Like, maybe we can put him at the bottom of somewhere in the good category. What are you thinking out here, Kaizen? Let me know your thoughts. But I feel like Lao at best would be here. Like, I think Lao in general, he's a solid cameo, and like the fact that this low hat gives you that projectile and a way in is decent, but he doesn't provide much for Reptile to like complement his kit, right? So it's kind of whatever. Low hat still helps Reptile a lot. Like, low hat helps Reptile because Reptile doesn't have like a real full screen presence, right? Like, he loses the zoning war against every character essentially, right? I don't think he can outzone anyone in this game. Like, the fact that he has this spitball thing is okay, right? That's okay, but it's like 23 startup frames. It's mad slow. Like, if anyone's trying to chuck projectiles at you and you're trying to chuck that shit back, you're losing that fight every time. His force balls are not going full screen, so he has to chase, and in that sense, Lao helps, right? Because he has this low projectile that allows him to compete with characters. Like, low hat on its own is a better projectile than a lot of projectiles in the game. So in that sense, Kung Lao helps, right? In that sense, he helps. But other than that, it's kind of like, I don't think he's that great. Mavado, my dear friend Mavado. We're already like, okay. Well, let's talk about Mavado, because Mavado is, in my opinion, the perfect cameo. The perfect cameo. All right. Throw combos, yes. Do we get setups? Yes. With, like, you get setups with the ability to throw the mine on the ground, but then also the fact that you can do shit into that low OTG and then you can be invisible while that's coming out. That's a setup in its own, right? Like having this OTG that they have to block and then you can do shit, that's a setup right there. Mix-ups, no, we're not getting mix-ups. Do we get safe armor? Kind of, yeah, with the mine. You get it with the mine if you're willing to spend it there. Do you get big damage? Yeah, you get some great damage. Conversions, best conversions that you could possibly comprehend in this game. It's actually insane. It's actually insane, like what you can do with Mavado. I think we gotta show some stuff out here. If we set Homelander to do this laser shit, right? Normally, if we trade here, I'm not getting a combo, right? Like this is just a trade. Like I don't have enough time to like still follow up with anything. But Mavado, he's out here letting me get full fucking combos, man, for trades. Because I can just do that. And if I wanted to spend a second one, that's 27%, right? 27% for 2 cameos. If I want to use 1 cameo, now I can still get almost 24%. So that's insane, right? No one else in the game is providing that. You know what else he's providing? Like if I meet you in the air with this, I can do this shit. I can do that shit. It's insane. It's awesome. It feels amazing every time. All right, it feels amazing every time. Now, if you do that, you fuck it up, you get punished. But don't do that. You know, you gotta just be better. I'm wondering what I can do from that actually. 26% for that. I've been like hitting people with this, and like I've seen people in stream chats during tournaments being like, what the fuck? That looks sick, right? I've seen people saying how sick this looks, and it does look sick. It's awesome. Like you can just confirm that. That's 32% off of that for just like, you know, if you hit them, cancel, whatever, you get your combo. If I want to spend another bar, that's 32%. So yeah, like that shit's insane. It's so good. And like, yes, like Kaizen was saying earlier in the chat, like you don't have to commit to using the cameo like you do with any other cameo in this game, because these things only come out if it hits, right? So that's amazing. Like that's amazing. And so it makes it so that now I'm able to do basically all these things like this completely safely, right? And I don't have to spend resources in order to get shit. If I do this, I just, you know, hit the cameo button. If I'm getting like the hit, we're getting full combos. I can do this, easiest conversions in the whole fucking world. You know, I just do this conversion, right? Everything's a conversion with this character. No other character in this game is giving Reptile the ability to just throw out a sweep the way Mavado does, and I can still get a combo out here. No other character can do this for Reptile. Like, and it's not even close. Like, sure, there's other characters that you can get combos like off of this, like with Scorpion, you can do fireballs and shit, but you have to commit to that, right? You have to commit to that. If this man's out here blocking and I'm still spamming the cameo, I don't have to use shit, right? I don't have to use shit. And like, if I'm sweeping, I don't have to use shit. Like, I just fucking do it. And if I hit it, we get a combo. It's amazing. All right, it's amazing. Conversions. No one's gonna be better. Don't forget down 2. Yeah, you get down 2 conversions as well. Easy. Like no one is gonna provide Reptile better conversions than Mavado. When you have a move like that that's extending combos and only on hit extending combos, it's amazing. All right, absolutely insane. And does he improve neutral? Definitely. He definitely improves Reptile's neutral game, because not only am I getting the ability to use my sweep, which is a great sweep. Reptile has one of the best sweeps in the game because the range of it is amazing. It's only like -7 on block, and it puts him back to a favorable distance from him. Now I'm using that and I'm getting combos if I'm getting the hits. I can stand 3 out there and throw that out a little bit more, and even if I hit them and they're like jumping, they're airborne, I can visually see that, confirm that with Mavado. So now they have to be so much more wary of like my stand 3 in general and what I can do. I'm getting conversions off of force ball trades all the time. So now you got to worry about my zoning way more than you did. And then for the people that want to run away from me the whole time, while that's still very difficult to deal with, Mavado does have this pull move that, you know, can bring you back together again. And it's a high and whatever, they can duck it, but it's an option and it gives him this full screen presence that otherwise he just doesn't have, right? So like Mavado improves his neutral heavily, like it's so good, so good. Invisibility setups, yep, we got those too. And we get an invisibility setup off of a throw combo that's incredibly easy to land, and you can get it 100% of the time. It's insane. Death roll combo, yeah, you can with the mine as well. You can do that with the mine. Pressure, not really. Like, you can kind of do something into like that Mavado pull and B+, but that's kind of all fake pressure. It's not real. So I'm gonna say kind of. You can kind of do some stuff, and you could throw the mine out there if you want to throw the mine out there. So there's that, right? You can kind of do stuff. Yeah, and they saying back Mavado kind of. Like, you can kind of do it. It's just, it's not great because none of that's actually really all that real. I think Mavado as a cameo for Reptile is just, he's so good. Like, he's giving me basically everything I want outside of having like what an overhead mix up or something like that, right? But yeah, that, so like when he was minus 100 HP, I was not thrilled about it, but I was still using him because I was really enjoying him. And now the fact that he's minus 50 is like, sure, like if he was minus nothing, like, you know, that would be better, but minus 50 it's fine, right? Like, I can totally deal with that. So Mavado, get over here, Mavado. You are 200% the best cameo for Reptile. 200%. All right, and I definitely think Mavado's that guy for Reptile. Let's go to the next one. Motaro. What does Motaro give? Throw combos? No. Setups? Yeah, you can get some setups if you want to use that full fucking cameo meter. Mix-ups? No, because the low shots are just low shots and Reptile's really just lows anyways. Safe armor, it's like, I'm gonna say kind of, like, you can do armor into teleport. It's not safe, but like there's a little bit of a mind game there. Like, if they try to punish and they mistime their punish, they can fuck up for that. So I'm gonna say kind of. Big damage, like, he can get some pretty good damage with like spit conversions and stuff with Motaro. So there's that. Does he give conversions? No, not really. Does he improve neutral? Kind of, because like you can do stuff like slow ball, teleport, and kind of force that on them. So there is that, I guess. And like he can reflect the zoning shit because he has that reflect. So it can kind of like help in those ways. Does he give invisibility setups? Is like not great ones, but like you can do something like 4-3-2 into enhance, into invisibility, into fucking full cameo, pew 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 lasers, and like you can kind of do some stuff with that. So I'm gonna say kind of, but not great. Death roll combos, no. Pressure, yeah, he gets pressure because of that low tail he has. Now the low tail, I think a lot of what he does with Reptile, like Reptile's cancel advantage on a lot of his moves is kind of ass. So like if you're doing something on block with Reptile into a cameo like this low tail shot, a lot of those are kind of fake. Like I'm pretty sure you can poke out of it. Let's just test this real quick. I don't think like it's really actually all that real. Yeah, buff Reptile's cancel advantage for real. It's pretty fake shit. Like if I'm out here with Reptile and I'm doing shit like this, right? No, see, yeah, like a 7 frame move should stop that. His stat 1 is just not reaching, but his down 1 can interrupt this. It's kind of good, but it's not real. If I'm doing this 4-3-2, that's fake. That's fake as well, right? I think like most of what he does is fake. That's fake. That's like super fake. For some reason, the stand 1's like his hitbox on that stand 1's kind of ass. But like, look, the stand 2 is gonna hit, right? That's 10 frames. So that's like pretty fake. If I'm doing this, that's fake. Like it's all ass. The only real thing is stand 4. Stand 4 is like the only good thing that has actual like cancel like advantage to it. But everything else is like super fake. So that's one thing that I don't like about using Motaro with Reptile is like that pressure is super fake. You can just mash out of it. So it's like, what are we getting from Motaro? We're getting some setup stuff. We're getting some projectile reflects. We're getting the ability to teleport in with the ball shit. We can get some good damage with spit combos. Yeah. And this pressure is kind of right? It's like kind of you're getting pressure. It's not great, but it's there. Cotton says, I still think he's a good cameo, just doesn't belong in the same tier as Janet or Cyrax. Yeah, I agree. The reflector is good and neutral. It's decent. It's decent. So I'm gonna have Motaro in the good cameo range over here. Sareena. What about Sareena? Are we getting throw combos? No. Are we getting setups? No. Are we getting mix-ups? No. Are we getting safe armor? No. Are we getting big damage? Yeah, we're getting, because of her fucking easy ass shit. Conversions? No. Improved neutral? Yeah, we get the blades and whatever. That's decent. Do we get invisibility setups? No. Do we get death roll? No. Do we get pressure? Not really. It's like Sareena in a way is kind of like, I don't even like, you know, she has meter drain setups. Whatever. Whatever. Like, I don't know. Sareena's like so bland. She's super bland, man. Like, we're not really getting much of anything from her. Like, the fact that she has her fucking blade thing, like, to chuck out there and, you know, maybe you can get some kind of conversion. It's like, why use that when you have Khameleon that does that to an exponentially better level, right? Like, hers are highs, and if you hit someone full screen, you can't even get a real combo from it. Jade Glaive out here is giving you full combos anywhere on the screen, and you get in for free pressure. Like, it's not even comparable, but like, she's decent, you know, she's still a decent cameo. You do get an extra 50 HP if you use her, and she can make you have solid neutral options, but she's kind of whatever. Like, I would say she's probably bottom of good, maybe like above Lao. Jax, I'm still kind of like a question mark about of like how good he is, to be honest, but we'll have that over there. She doesn't have any tech that helps. Yeah, no, she's not really doing anything. Scorpion, my original main cameo. I was main in Scorpion for like maybe the first like at least 6 months of this game. Do we get throw combos? Small ones. We get small throw combos from Scorpion. Let's actually quickly show. We get that. So 13, 1, 3, 4. The timing for this is pretty tight, but like, it's possible. I actually had like a really sick like match one time, I think, on Rift Arena, where I did this to like win the game. Like, you can do that into like an invisibility setup. Now that was two cameo bars or whatever, but that was like what, 23% or something. So like, it's possible. It's possible, but yeah, like it's pretty difficult to actually hit. So in terms of like, do we get a throw combo? Technically you can, but it's like only if your back is literally against the wall. Otherwise, you're getting like an extra 2 to 2.5% if you want to use it mid-screen, but then it allows you to still get Oki and keep pressure on them. So Darks was saying I remember that so hype. Yeah, no, it was sick. I did that, like I think I did it into Fatal Blow even. Like it was pretty sick. Do you get setups? You don't get like setups with stuff from Scorpion though. You get invisibility setups, but we'll talk about that. Mix-ups. Yeah, you get mix-ups because he has an overhead, right? He has an overhead. Reptile's mainly just low stuff, so you can throw that overhead in there and catch people. Do you get safe armor? No. Do you get big damage? Yes. You definitely get some big damage. You get conversions? Yes. Does he improve the neutral game? No. So one thing about Scorpion is like, with Scorpion, Reptile, you still have to like essentially earn your hits, right? You still have to essentially earn your hits. Like you gotta get something going, and then you can use Scorpion to then get a combo, what have you, get an invisibility setup. But he's not helping you like in the neutral game, really. Like yeah, he's not really doing anything. Invisibility setups, yes. Scorpion still like, he still provides Reptile the best ways of doing something that can get him invisible mid combo and then continue like being on them, using pressure, doing pressure on them and forcing like a guessing game. With that, like Scorpion's still the best cameo for doing that. One thing though is just that ever since the patch where he got the ability to stand 3 cancel his death drop or just cancel the death drop, he can do invisibility and then death drop cancel and he just immediately becomes invisible. So that kind of made it so that Scorpion's ability to provide invisibility setups, it kind of made that less good once they introduced that, because now like Reptile can just be invisible and do invisible setups more so with whatever cameo. You don't really need a cameo like Scorpion. Otherwise it was kind of like you're never really gonna be able to get invisible if you didn't have like a good cameo like Scorpion. But now he can just kind of do it a little bit more frequently, a little bit more easily, because he can just do that, right? He can just spit on himself, start going invisible, and then you just do a quick cancel. Like it still takes some time, but it's a lot more like plausible to actually use in real matches. Vez was saying safe armors, yes, because he simply gives you a second armor that's unpunishable. You know what? I'll accept that. The retreating spear that Scorpion provides Reptile, it's great. Like it's a good move, right? It's a good move. Like if I'm knocked down, if you're in the corner, it's essentially useless. But if you're mid screen and you don't want to deal with that, next guessing game of mix-ups or whatever, that retreating spear was great. Like if you're playing like a Reiko or some shit and he's just knocking you down and he's following up with another overhead or another low or another mid, whatever, you can just retreat out of there. And I love that about Scorpion. I love that about him. The one thing that sucks is just that sometimes that spear armor is a little bit inconsistent, but if it's working as intended, or as I believe it's intended to be, then yeah. Retreating spear still needs a buff. There should be no way to get out of the tool and shouldn't get armor broken. Is that what you're saying? No way that a get out tool should get armor broken. Yeah, I agree. I think that's the spear should be better. Do we get death roll combos? No. Do we get pressure? No. So Scorpion, like he's providing a lot for Reptile. He still is a great option as a cameo. It's just that I think like when it comes to like what are we getting from him, the conversions was a big thing, but when Janet came into the game, Janet's ability to provide conversions was essentially better than Scorpion's, because the Janet punches, they're just quicker, so you can like actually confirm into them better than you could with Scorpion. And then yeah, like so Scorpion, like sure he still has the overhead, like that's the one thing he has going for him there. It's just that at high level, like most people are going to be blocking that anyways. It's pretty slow, so it's kind of whatever. When this game first came out, that overhead was slow and punishable. Now it's slow but safe. So, you know, you're getting stuff from Scorpion. Scorpion, in my opinion, is still a great cameo, but he's not better than these other guys. And like now when it comes to conversions, like no one's better than Mavado. And I don't think anyone will ever be better than Mavado with just the way that is. So that's where we're putting him. Sektor. Let's talk about Sektor. Sektor is a cameo that I personally have not really explored, but we have our Sektor expert Kaizen, who, if it wasn't for Kaizen, I really wouldn't see the vision with this cameo. But Sektor's actually pretty good. The one thing that I don't like about Sektor from playing Kaizen and whatever is that Sektor, he's really just one move. Like he's a missile. Yes, you just throw out missiles, right? And that's all he really does. Like he has this flamethrower burner thing, but it's kind of whatever. It's kind of useless. He has that punch thing that can come from the ground, but is it that good? I don't think so. But it kind of says, yeah, but the missile's amazing. So it's like, do you get throw combos? Not in the traditional sense. Like when we talk about throw combos, a lot of times we're talking about like back throw combos. Sektor is a cameo that he provides forward throw combos that you can get off of setups generally. And you know, if you ever play Kaizen, you'll see that like he does that so well. So we're gonna say like yes to throw combos, but you're not getting back throw combos, you're getting forward throw combos off of setups generally. Does he provide setups? Yes. Some of the best setup potential, because everything he does ends in a missile that's gonna force you to either guess, is he gonna throw you for a lower damage throw combo, or is he gonna break your armor if you're trying to armor or whatever, or is he gonna follow up with whatever shit. So every touch is a setup. Do you get mix-ups? No. Do you get safe armor? It's like kind of where you can wake up death roll into missile, and it's not like he gets safe armor, but he gets hard to punish armor. Like you don't get full combo punishes against him if he's using the missile, essentially, right? That's essentially what that is. Do you get big damage? Yeah, you can. Kind of. I wouldn't say like off of every touch, but like there are ways of getting some good stuff. Does he give conversions? Not really. Sektor's not really providing that. Does he improve move neutral? Yes, because like those missiles can kind of force some lockdown situations that can be kind of decent. And does he give invisibility setups? Like, does he? Kaizen, what do you think? Does he give that shit? Rest is situational. I'm gonna say kind of. Does he give death roll combos? No. Does he give pressure? Yeah. He can give pressure like using the missiles properly or whatever, right? So Sektor is actually providing Reptile with a fair amount of stuff. But yeah, it's really just, it's all centered around this one move, right? It's all centered around the missile. And like that missile, every time you get a hit, he's ending in a missile, and he's going to either get a throw combo, break your armor, or do some kind of pressure sequence afterwards that you're going to have to hold. And that's essentially it, right? That's kind of what you're getting with Sektor. But yeah, no, he's a great cameo though. He's a great cameo for Reptile. Personally, I think he's like in this range of cameos. Now, I've never really used him, so like for people that are going to be watching this on YouTube, they're like probably going to be like, why is Sektor so high? And we never see you using Sektor behind Khameleon. Why are you never using Sektor? Well, I don't know. He just isn't that interesting to me. To me, it's kind of like one move cameo. To me, is not super fun to use. So I'm not really using that. Shujinko. Let's talk about Shujinko. Do we get throw combos? No. Do we get setups? No. Do we get mix-ups? Sometimes. Do we get safe armor? No. Do we get big damage? Sometimes. Do we get conversions? No. Do we improve neutral? Sometimes. Do we get invisibility setups? Sometimes. Kind of. But not really. Not really. Do we get death roll combos? No. Do we get pressure? Sometimes. Sometimes. And that's Shujinko. That's Shujinko. He's kind of like, you know, he's such a matchup dependent kind of cameo, right? Where like, I don't think he's, before he used to be garbage against some cameos. Now he's actually pretty decent against most, and against some he's actually good. Against some he's good. Like against Reiko, he's a great cameo to use because of that ability to command grab, get combos. He's a very solid pick against Quan as well, but you know, he's kind of neither here nor there. He does provide the 100 health, which is decent. I would actually put Shujinko probably up here in terms of like usefulness. He's like a good cameo. Kaizen's saying that he's sending me some. Oh, what the fuck? What is all this? This is for Tremor? Alright, let's talk about Tremor then. Let's talk about Tremor. Kaizen's sending me Tremor tech. So we'll talk about Tremor. Jesus. So that's about 45%, 44% full cameo bar conversion off of a stand 3. That you can definitely confirm that, right? So that's solid. That's good. What else have we got? Kaizen says he's an underrated cameo. 47% for that. Can I like cycle through these without having to close and open everything? Hold on. Yep, armor break, and it's a mix up at the same time, so that's good. Ooh. That looked good. Jesus. What was that again? Oh, that's starting off the stand 3. %47%. Okay, that looked like the same thing, no? So it's all doing roughly 47% damage for all these different stuff. Throw combo over there. That's pretty good. Almost 20% for that throw combo there. So Kaizen's saying he's showcasing which variations you can get the combo. Let's look at that one again. Okay. Oh, let me see that one again. Wait, did we see this one? I'm surprised you didn't send the clip of the death roll combo. Oh, is that another thing? Oh, there we go. There's the death roll combo. Yeah, no. See, that shit's good. That shit's good. Okay, so then there's the mix-up right there, right? There's a mix-up. Is he gonna cancel that, or is he not gonna cancel it because he's getting a combo either way? There we go. I see, I see. Okay, so I think we went through all the tech that Kaizen has sent over here. So that's a lot of stuff. So clearly, Tremor is another one of those cameos, right? That I don't really use. When he first came out, I was playing him for like the first 2 weeks or so. Like I was playing a fair amount of Tremor, but then I just kind of stopped using him. But yeah, throw combos, yeah, not off of back throws, but you can get them off of forward throw setups, yes. Mix-ups, kind of, sometimes, kind of. Like when it comes to like the thing that we saw at the end there with like the overhead or the low cancel, like in a way you can get a mix-up off of that, but kind of. Safe armor, does he give safe armor? Does he give big damage? Yes. Does he give conversions? Not really. Not like off of like those same strings we're talking about. You get safe armor. Yeah, if you're using like the full ambush bars for those. Does he improve neutral? Does he provide invisibility setups? Like kind of, right? It kind of. Neutral kind of, right? Like kind of. I don't know if he's helping like that much if you use the rock ambush. Like he can also like tank hits, which can be really good, like for absorbing projectiles and shit. So like you can sometimes win projectile wars with Tremor if you're using his cameo switching ability to just tank hits. That can be kind of useful. He has invis setups. I like kind of death roll combos, yes. Pressure, not great, but kind of. Like if you want to be spending the full cameo bar, you can continue pressure situations, right? So like he's giving pretty decent options in most stuff, but like yeah, he's not giving sweep combos, he's not giving conversions off of like 2-4 or like 4-2-4 whatever, or 4-2-1-1, but like he's giving some good stuff in like situations. Kaizen is like easily the best reptile Tremor out there, and like he's gonna catch you if you play him. He's gonna catch you with a bunch of shit that you're generally not gonna be ready for, because like people don't really play this cameo that much, and if they do, it's like Reiko players that are just using like one, maybe two different ambush calls, right? Like people don't really utilize Tremor to the fullest. He has a lot of stuff about him that isn't really that explored. He's probably one of the more, I would say he's probably one of the more advanced cameos out there to like use properly if you're gonna be like shifting through his stuff and keeping it like different. He's probably going to be a lot harder, but on top of that, like he also does provide 100 HP, which is pretty good, right? So Tremor is actually a really good cameo for Reptile. Now how good is he, would you say, Kaizen? Where would you put Tremor? I'll let you decide that. Next to Cyrax, you think he's like that high, eh? So let's talk about, like, part of me is wondering why are we having Cyrax this high up? Like, is Cyrax really all that? Is Cyrax all that? Part of me is wondering if Cyrax is really all that. Like, when he had the horizontal chopper that was a half cameo bar, yes, I would see him being so high up. But now that he doesn't have it, I don't know if he's like that good. It's like part of the thing with Cyrax is that like he's hard to be consistently good with, because just the way the hit interactions happen on his shit, the way his hit interactions are is like kind of like it's not the most consistent that you out there, so it's not that great in that sense. I like Cyrax is still really good, like he still is providing a lot. I don't know if he's like all the way up there. I'm gonna leave him about there. Put Tremor a bit down. Generally he's not better than Janet or Khameleon. Okay, let's talk about Sonya. Do we get throw combos? No. Do we get setups? Kind of, with the rings. Do we get mix-ups? Yes, because she has that overhead now. Safe armor? No. Big damage? Yeah, she can provide some good damage for him. Conversions? Yes, she can do that too. Does she improve neutral? Yes. Invisibility setups? Kind of, but not great, but kind of. Death roll combos? No. And then pressure? Not really. Kind of, because like she has this overhead that you can throw out that's +1 on block that kind of like resets neutral, and like you could mix it up by putting in like her charged rings and shit instead. Like that is a possibility that you can do, but that's like Sonya's actually a really good cameo for Reptile right now. I think Sonya's pretty legit. Like you can get a lot with her, especially like the fact that she has this overhead that you can just get combos with now. The fact that she has these rings that allows you to like have a projectile that you can use in the neutral. I think Sonya's like really solid for Reptile, and like all her moves are useful, right? They're all useful for him. I'm gonna say I think Sonya's like pretty high up, like maybe even like here-ish, somewhere like that. Like they're all kind of comparable, to be honest. They're pretty comparable. Like they're all in the great category, right? They're all great cameos. Stryker. Throw combos? No. Setups? Not really. Mix-ups? Yes, because he does have his built-in overhead low mix-ups that you could use. Safe armor? Kind of. Like he provides decently safe armor, but I think you could still down to punish, but for the most part, kind of. Big damage? No, not really. Conversions? Nah, not really. Improves neutral? Yeah, because you can just kind of allows you to like more so just get in with the grenade behind you. Sure. Invisibility setups? Kind of, because you can kind of just do like 4-3-2 invisibility, and then you could do like a force ball into his fucking grenades, and now you have an invisibility setup. So like that's kind of decent. Death roll combos? No. And then pressure? Yeah, you could, because you can like grenade to like keep yourself going. It's just that the thing about Stryker now is like ever since they nerfed him, like you barely see people using Stryker anymore. I don't even know the last time I played someone that was using Stryker. I'm not complaining though, because I fucking hated playing against people using Stryker. But you don't really see him anymore because like that grenade nerf was pretty significant. Like it's just he's just not that good anymore, to be honest. He's kind of whatever at this point. He's still like overall I would say a good cameo. I would say maybe in this range over here, where like he can still provide stuff, right, with the safety and whatever. It's just that like you're using this grenade thing like 2 times, and then you have such a long cooldown that you got to wait through, and then at the same time like you're still losing 50 HP by using this cameo. It's kind of like whatever, right? It kind of sucks. So I don't think he's all that. When his grenade was like quicker and the recharge wasn't nearly as bad, honestly he was probably like somewhere up here, just because that move was so strong. But now he's not really anything that special. And then we have Sub-Zero. And with Sub-Zero to me is like such a bland cameo, man. Such a bland cameo. Do you have setups? No. Mix-ups? No. Safe armor? I don't know. If you want to spend the whole cameo, you could do like the freeze into the push thing. Like maybe I'm not sure. Does he get big damage? No. Does he get convergence? No. Does he improve neutral? Yes. Does he give invisibility subs? Yes. Combos, no. Pressure, no. So, guys says, I agree, Sub might be the most boring Reptile Kameo. Like, Sub-Zero is just like, dude, he's so fucking boring. Like, it's literally just put on ice armor so that, like, you don't have to deal with the projectile and you can chuck your own projectiles. That's Sub-Zero. And then it's like, okay, if you get a hit, you do some kind of hit into a freeze, and then you can go invisible, and then you can chuck a force ball, and then do the 4-3-2 claw rip shit, and then you got the ability to, you know, do some kind of 50-50, depending on like if you think they're gonna armor or delay wake up or what have you. And then that's kind of Sub-Zero, right? Like you're getting 50 HP. You're getting 50 HP. That's decent. You're getting 50 HP. You get 13% throws, forward throws, which is okay. But that's it. Sub-Zero is not really providing a whole lot, but he's helping the neutral game by giving the ice armor, and that's kind of it. Like, he's still a good cameo. I would say Sub-Zero's probably here, and I think this is kind of where I see the cameos. Now, Jax, honestly, he's a big question mark. He honestly could be back here. Like, I really don't know shit about this cameo. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the way this is looking in terms of like where everything is. Mavado needs to be next to Reptile. That's how perfect he is, right there. Right there. This is best, right here. Best cameo. We can like put him in there, combined next to him, everything. That's Mavado. And yeah, like, so a lot of these cameos are kind of like, I think it's pretty like interchangeable for a lot of these guys of exactly where they are. Like, this could easily be like this, you know, this could be like this could be like this. Really, like, they're all kind of like in that same range, but for the sake of it, I'll leave it like that. Sektor behind Scorp, Tremor behind Cyrax, like this. You think like this? I'm okay with that. That's pretty solid. I think that's pretty solid. And then yeah, when it comes to like these good cameos, like Kano's good, but like he's so one-dimensional. He's so one-dimensional. It's like, yeah, the one thing he's doing can be good, but it's kind of, you know, just good. And then, you know, Darrius, yeah, he's kind of like there, I think that's pretty good. So this was a long video. It's gonna take me some time to edit this shit. But if you guys enjoyed this, you know, I hope you did. Hope you enjoyed it. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe to the video. I do realize that, you know, stuff is gonna be shifted in like a week. You know, Pharah's coming out. Some of these cameos are gonna get buffs, right? Frost, she could very well be at the top of good in a week when she gets her ice wall. Who knows how useful that could be, right? Like, some of these cameos are hopefully going to get some solid changes that are going to make them more useful and whatever. But at this point in time, that's what it is. Mavado's the best cameo for Reptile. He has some great options. Clearly, he has some great options, and he has some good options too. He does. So there you go. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video if you're new, and I hope you guys enjoyed.